Hi everyone, today we are going to do 10.14 Application of Trigonometry. This is the last lesson of trigonometry, yes! And let's see with one example from Do Now, right? So let's read this question together. So the hours of daylight, which is Y in Utica, in days, X, from January 1st, 2013 can be modeled by the equation like the y equaled 3.06 sine 0.017x minus 1.040 plus 12.23. What is the value of x for January 10, 2013? So we should understand what is y, what is x, okay? Y is what? Hours of daylight. How long is the daylight, right? How many hours of daylight we have a day? But this Y can be given by X. What is X? Days. From how many days pass from January 1st? So to find out Y, the hours of daylight, you should know what? You should know X. Now, what is X in January 10, 2013? So January 1st, 2013 is the starting point. Then what is X? X is what? 8, 9, 10, 11. It's a multiple choice. What do you think? Is it 10? We need to think this, okay? So how many days pass from the January 1? You should. So if it is sometimes very confusing is you are going to be, if you get wrong, you are going to be wrong with only 1 day difference. So from January 1st to the January 10th, how many days passed? 10 days? No. January 1 is the first starting day, is the first day is 0, right? Starting day, January 1st is 0. From 0, what's the next day? X equal to 1. Next day is 2, right? Second. So 2nd of January, second day of January is X is 1. So 2 minus 1, right? Then what is 10? 10 minus 1 is 9. So your answer must be 9, not 10. So when so here, this kind of question is, you need to be just careful with this difference of 1, okay? How to count is very important. And how many days do we have in January? 30 days or 31 days? 31 days, right? But February, sometimes 28 days, sometimes 29 days. You need to look at the calendar maybe, okay? Or if you remember, much better. So let's see. Today's question, this we saw in the do now, okay? Up to here. So we find out what is X. Okay, the same thing. But how many hours of daylight to the nearest 10 does the model predict for February 1, 2013? So to find out the Y value, which is hours of daylight, is Y, right? Hours of daylight is Y. To find out Y, hours of daylight, what should we know? We should know X. What is X? X is how many days pass from January 1st? February 1st. How many days passed? We need to calculate. If it is confusing, right? First, think about only January 1st. January, how many days do we have? 31 days, right? January, we have 31 days. So January 31st, what is X for January 31st? As we did in the do now, 30 days pass from 1, right? So 30 plus 1 is 31. So X is 30, not 31, right? So we know that January 2nd is 1. 1 day passed from the first day. So 30 days passed from January 1 for January 31st. Then 30, right? Then February 1st, how many more days? Oh, just one more day. Then X will be 31. So what is next? You should plug 31 into this function, and then you will get the value, right? You plug X equal to 31. So 3.06 times sine 0.017. What is X? X is 31. The 0.017 times 31 minus 1.4 plus 1223. Before you get the answer, sometimes your calculator will give you right answer, but sometimes your calculator will give you wrong answer. Do you know why? What make a difference? Yeah, mode makes difference. Mode. In trigonometry, you should be careful with the mode. Before you do anything, you need to set up the mode properly. So now, in this question, in trigonometry, you have only two different modes, right? One is degree, the other one is radian. In this question, what do you think? It's a radian mode. If this is not if this is not degree, right? Then all others just will use radian mode. So if you use if it is the degree angle, if it is clear, you are going to use what? Degree mode. But all other cases, you are going to use radian. Okay, so it doesn't go with the degrees. Then no, just you are going to use what? Radian mode. So go to your calculator, okay? In your calculator, so let's try together, okay? You go to the calculator, what should you do? Now let me see, oops. Now, where's the mode? Here is the mode, right? You see radian? Oh, here radian is there. Make sure you are in the radian mode, okay? Then you're going to, you can use the graph and later look at the table. I think it might be better because, so let's use the graph, okay? Or you can just put into the, directly into the equation. But now I want to show this like this, a little bit more down because I want to see the, so now you put this, but so now 3.06 and sine is here, and in the parentheses 0.017 x from here, and minus this one, not this. This is a negative sign, minus, and then 1.4 parentheses and plus 12.23 and enter, right? So when x is 31, so what should you do? You go to the table in the graph, right? You don't need to draw the graph, so just go to the table. But in your calculator, when you write in the paper, what should you do? 3.06 sine 0.017 times 31, right? And minus 1.4 plus 12.23, you write down and put into the calculator. If you enter it in the calculator, it'll give you. But I want to show you in the graph also. If you go to the now second table, second table, then you can see this, right? Then what do? You keep going down. When x, so depending on which x value, you can see the y values, right? Depending on x changes, you can see all the y values. So if you put in the graph mode like this, in the graph mode, so you can find out the so y values for many other x values. So we know the x is 31 here, right? What is it? Y is 9.8852, right? 9.8852. So if x value changes, you can find out the other y, so, y values quickly. So you can use this one. Or not in the graph mode, you can just use here, just not in the graph, you can just use the the calculation mode and then get the answer, but it'll show you only the this one, right? In that case. All right. So everybody understand how to use the calculator. So 31. Okay, right? So when x is 31, this is 31. Then you get this. But here, it doesn't talk about the round. If we round to the hundredth, what do you get? 9.89, right? Hundredth. If you round to the 10th, then 9.9. If you round to the just hours, then it is 10 hours. Okay, that way you round. Okay, so now, so if you go to the Google Classroom, so please, based on this equation, okay, so now based on climate data that have been collected in Bar Harbor, Maine, the average monthly temperature, F, can be modeled by this. So the temperature F is this, right? But what is X? X months after. How many months after? X is how many months after. When X changes, you can, if you plug it here, you can get the temperature. But in the Google Classroom, I want you to just answer, how do you find out amplitude, middle average month temperature, which is a center line. This is center line, right? Middle average monthly temperature, center line. And maximum temperature, from the center to the amplitude, how many go up and how many go down. That's right. But make sure translation. For minimum, maximum, you don't need to worry about the translation horizontally, right? For X, you don't need to worry about 2.116. So, okay, you can answer it. And then you put it, it'll be like this. So amplitude is 23. Middle temperature is 55. Why? Center line goes up, right? By 55. So if you get the maximum, 23 plus 55, 78. And 23 from the 55, if you subtract the 23, go to the minimum, right? After 12 months, how do you get it? You put the 12 into the X, then You get the 37.90 from this equation. So everybody understand? So even though the question is very long like this, you don't need to worry about, just figure out what is y and what is x, right? And then which mode? It doesn't say about degree, then you just use radian mode. Make sure you set your calculator in the radian mode, and then do the work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. All right. Okay, we'll stop here.